back for another video. So, first and foremost, my reason of choosing this game is because I like it more rather than other outdoor sports, and basically I am more familiar than these. So, Scrabble is the game which I was joining since I was a kid, and I was not joining any other sports like outdoor sports like basketball, volleyball. So I like it more playing an indoor games, and that is Scrabble, and I am a fan of it. Like this video, guys, I will be sharing with you what is the history, what is the rules and regulations, how to play and how to win the Scrabble game, and how is the setup going on through the whole game. Based on Encyclopedia Britannica, so Scrabble was first called Crisscross, a game based on anagrams and crossword puzzles, and it was developed by Alfred M. Butts. So that is Alfred M. Butts. So during the late 1931. So after that, it was redesigned and renamed as Scrabble by James Brunot in the late 1948. So it was first sold in the Great Britain during the late 1954. So likewise, as the New York Times archive said, it was developed by Alfred M. Butts, a jobless architect. He was a fan of chess, crosswords, and jigsaw puzzles and anagrams of that year. So, working in his floor, he designed a new game based on strategy, chance, and knowledge of a person. So, he lined the original playing board into small squares and cut the 100-letter wooden tiles by his own hands by that time. So, that is based on the New York Times archives that I have seen. So, do you guys know who were the first players of the Scrabble? So, based on my research, it was said that it was Mr. Butts, his wife, Nina, and their friends. So, their score are based on how they construct words and how they form words with corresponding values after placing them in the board game. Time goes by, Scrabble spread in various places and became an indoor sport in several places. Not only in Great Britain, not only in London, not only in USA, not only in Europe, but here in the Philippines, in the universities, colleges, high schools, and other institutions, Scrabble was considered to be an indoor sport game which was played by several students too who wants to enhance more knowledge of constructing words by means of playing and having a sport games in their institution. Basically, it is easy to set up a Scrabble game. So for the setup, you need a Scrabble board, 4 racks because it can be played by 4 players, 100 tiles, and a Scrabble bag tiles for the Scrabble tiles. For the Scrabble rules, the objective when playing is to score more points rather than other opponents. As words are placed on the game board, points are collected and each letter that is used in the game will have a different point of value. So the main strategy is to play words that have the highest possible score based on the combinations of the letters of the Scrabble tiles. So for the Scrabble tiles, as a discussion, there are 100 tiles in every game. So 98 of them contains letters and point values, and the 2 are considered as blank tiles or the jokers. So you can use that blank tiles or jokers as another letter if you don't have that letter tiles with your racks. So when a blank is played, it will remain in the game as a letter it is substituted for. Different letters in the game will have various point values, and they will depend on how rare the letter is and how difficult it may be to lay that letter. So blank tiles will have no point values. Even you use that as Q, say J or X, it will remain no value because it is a blank tile. You just have that power to use that tile for your game or for your turn. So if there are Scrabble tiles, of course, each letter has corresponding value, and to share with you guys, I will be reading the value and the letter itself because I wasn't able to memorize each letter with its corresponding value. So for the blank tile, like what I said a while ago, it is a 0 point. It has no value after all. So 1 point is for A, E, I, L, N, O, R, S, T, and U. So For the 2 points, so DNG has 2 points. So for 3 points, BC, M, and P are 3 points. So for the 4 points, 4-point letters, for F, H, V, W, and Y. So 5 points for the K, 8 points for J and X, and 10 points for the rare letters like Q and Z. When looking at the board game, so you can see some multipliers. So from this style or from this spot, your word you can earn extra points from this. So it can be double letter score, double word score, triple word score, or triple letter score. So you are so lucky if you will be having these spots in the game. For the double letter score, in this, the letter which is placed in this tile will double its score in the total word score. For the triple letter score, when tile is placed here, the value of it will triple in score and will be added to the sum of the word score. For the double word score, when a word is placed in these squares, the entire value of the word will be doubled. And last, for the triple word score, placing tiles in this will triple the word scores itself. So these multipliers can help you earn more bigger points than your opponents and has a chance for you to win rather than they are winning over than you. Yes, you are the first player, and if you are the first player, you are so lucky because of the first word score. So this is the meaning of the first word score. When the game begins, the first player will place their word on the star spin in the center of the board. So the star is a double square and it will offer you a double word score. All players following will build their words off this word, extending the game to the squares on the board. And after playing each turn, replacement of Scrabble tiles will go after to compete or replace again the 7 tiles of the rack. So after you have placed your word, of course, you are going to replace that from the Scrabble bags to complete again the 7 Scrabble tiles for your racks for you to have or for you to form another word after their turn. And if it's your turn, you're just going to form another word and place them and again replace them from the Scrabble bag. Another player is going to be lucky if he or she has the 50 bonus points. So 50 bonus points are only given to those players who were able to use all the 7 letter tiles in one turn. So exciting rewards can come when players use all 7 tiles to create a word on the board. When this happens, players will receive 50 points in addition to the value of the word they have constructed with. If the game is near to end and players are not holding 7 tiles, they do not get the bonus for using all of their tiles. This is only collected for 7 letter words are placed. So it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you have placed all your tiles until the end. You will be earning 50 points. 50 points or 50 bonus points are only given to the players who were able to use in one turn. So it doesn't mean you have used it, so you'll be earning 50 points. You are not exempted from that point. To officially end the game of a Scrabble game, once all tiles are gone from the bag and a single player has placed all of their tiles, the game will end and the player with the highest score wins. So that is the ending of a Scrabble game. To tally the scores of the Scrabble games of each player, when the game ends, each player will count all points that are remaining on their tiles that have not been played or not have been placed on the Scrabble board. So this amount will be deducted from their final scores. An added bonus is awarded to the player that ended the game and has no remaining tiles. The Scrabble player with the highest score after all final scores are tallied wins. So the first and foremost player or the highest score from a player will be announced or will be considered as the winner of the game. There are acceptable and not acceptable words for the game of the Scrabble. Any word that is found in an English dictionary can be used in the game of Scrabble. There are also official Scrabble dictionaries that can be purchased for more word options. There are some words that are not allowed to be played, and this includes suffixes, prefixes, and abbreviations. Any word that requires the use of hyphen or apostrophe cannot be used or cannot be played or cannot be placed in the Scrabble board during the game. And any word that requires use of any capital letter is also not allowed for the game. So that those are the words that are acceptable and not acceptable for you to be informed of what words you will be using for the rest of the game. So amigos, this is the end of my video. So I hope you learned something from the history, how to play, what are the rules, how to get scores, and how to win the Scrabble game. So thank you for watching and I hope you learned something from this. Bye!